All right, man, week 3 is all wrapped up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the top 5 teams in the league real quick. At number 5, I got the Dallas Cowboys. 3-0, 30 points per game. Dak number 1 in QBR. Zeke and Amari Cooper playing good football. You got Jalen Smith on the other side of the field holding it down on the defense. They're just playing good football right now, man. But they ain't really played nobody. So this week when they got the Saints, we're going to really see what they about. So they number 5 right now. Y'all playing some good football, Dallas. Keep it up. At number 4, I got the LA Rams. Now, they're not the threat that they once were offensively, but defensively, they've been able to show that they can step up and cover up some of those shortcomings that the offenses have produced. Now, you look at that defense, they're 3rd in yards allowed per game, 7th in points allowed per game, and Aaron Donald has really spearheaded that movement. Coming into this week, man, they got the Bucks, and it should be an easy win for them, so look for the LA Rams to continue being undefeated after this week. At 3rd, I got the Green Bay Packers, and obviously when you think about the Packers, you think about Aaron Rodgers and everything he brings to the table. But if you look a little bit closer to this team, man, right now they're 2nd in points allowed per game, and they've played the Bears, the Vikings, and the Broncos. And in the last 2 weeks, they've caused 7 turnovers. So the defense has honestly stole the show from the offense, and I put them at number 3 because if you think about Aaron Rodgers and what he does on the football field, when they start clicking offensively, already tapped in defensively as they are right now, they're going to be a dangerous team to deal with later in the season. Coming up in week 4, they got the Eagles, so this is another test for another great team to show if they're elite or not. So I'm looking forward to this game as well. At number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs being led by Patrick Mahomes, an early MVP candidate in my eyes. He's the number 1 quarterback in the league at the moment, not from a QBR standpoint, but just overall for me, he's just the number 1 quarterback. He's already eclipsed 1,000 yards passing, and he's leading the league in touchdowns right now, and they're also 3-0. So as you look at them going forward, man, you kind of believe that he's going to keep up this campaign. The defense is not too much pressure on them because of how overwhelming the offense has been. They had a game against the Ravens this past weekend, which they were able to get a victory at home, which was very good going forward for them. And they got the Lions this upcoming Sunday. The Lions aren't bad, but the Kansas City Chiefs should be able to handle them accordingly. So number 1, I got the New England Patriots undefeated. They played the Steelers, the Dolphins, and the Jets so far this season, so they've been able to kind of rack up the stats. So seeing them 2nd in yards per game isn't really surprising. They're 1st defensively in yards allowed and sacks, and Brady has kind of been able to establish the offensive roles for guys really early, so he's been successful. Now, you look at these Patriots, and the reason why I have them number 1 is all based off of the future. They won't have a legitimate opponent until week 9, and that's when they go play the Ravens. Now, when they do go play the Ravens in week 9, they have a bye after that, but then they play the Eagles, then they play the Cowboys, and then they're at the Texans, and they're home against the Chiefs after that. So it's going to get a little tougher for them a little later in the season. But as of right now, you got to look for them to be holding it down as probably one of the only undefeated teams going into week 10. Because I do think they'll be able to beat the Ravens in week 9 once they finally see them. Because they'll be already flowing and everybody already have their established role. So I think by that point that they'll be rolling enough to be undefeated by week 10. And if they can make it to week 10 undefeated, then I pretty much think it's going to be the same old story when we get to the Super Bowl. That's my 5. Patriots, Chiefs, Packers, Rams, and Cowboys. Top 5 teams in the league, man. They've been able to go out there and get it done, man. Let me know what you're thinking, who I left off and who you think should be taken off the list. You know what I'm saying? Let me know.